Welcome to the Afriscope channel, where truth meets bold analysis. If you care about African politics, justice. Disclaimer. This video is for informational and educational purposes only. It contains commentary on political developments and statements made by public figures. Julius Malema recently made headlines again, this time with a fierce and somewhat satirical comment about the political killings task team. He said
that the political killing task team is going to come for him. That one doesn't work whether you've got a protection or not. Once they've got their facts, you wake up in the morning in pajamas, floor, go down on your floor. Can you imagine Kenny Kunena with that stomach, floor, on the floor? They don't play. Hey, I'm MMC, high floor. We'll see that thing of MMC later. Bloody thug. So those ones are not for any politician. If you think that's why they are killing that team. If you think that team favors politicians, is scared of politicians, you must ask one politician called Kenny Kunen. Floor, down. When he finishes there, he calls his boss. I was on the floor. Okay, which police officer does that to you? Political killing task team. Doesn't play that one. We must protect it. We must allow it to exist to deal with dangerous criminals, especially those who kill.
Said, can you imagine Kenny Kunena with that stomach on the floor? While many laughed, the undertone of this remark is anything but humorous. It reflects the growing public anxiety about politically motivated violence in South Africa, particularly in regions where whistleblowers, activists, and even politicians live in fear. But beyond the satire lies a serious question: can we really trust the state's commitment to ending political assassinations when the integrity of its task teams is under such public ridicule? What do you think? Is this just Malema being Malema, or is there a deep truth in his sarcasm? Do you trust the state's efforts to protect political lives? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Meanwhile, over in Kenya, Cabinet Secretary Mbadi's September 2023 statement is gaining renewed attention.
There is total problem in this country. Then someone comes to tell you that you should follow UDA. What has UDA done in Yateke? From last year, 1 year is gone. My friend, we have only 2 years of work. The third one, we are setting the campaign from now. The fourth year, we are setting campaigns. When will they deliver services? So this issue of allowing propaganda and allowing someone, one individual, because of his selfish interest, to come and mislead our people, let us stop it. Let me tell you, without Raila Amolo Odinga, today, I know Ruto's character very well. I have served with him in parliament. I know him. The person who can scare Ruto a bit is Raila Odinga. The person who can bring Ruto to order is Raila Odinga. Nobody else. Let nobody cheat you. I have no capacity. Let us support ODM. As a political party. That is the party which stands for social democracy. Now look, on university education. University education has been affordable in this country. More affordable than even high school education. Today, because of Kenya Kwanza government and mismanagement and lack of interest, the welfare of wananchi, university education has become unaffordable. And only people who can afford will now acquire education. So now, if for you to be a daktari, you have to be.
He admitted that Kenya Kwanza's policies have made education unaffordable for the average Mwananchi. Education is supposed to be the equalizer, the bridge between poverty and opportunity. But in a country where many families struggle to put food on the table, how can they possibly afford skyrocketing school fees and reduced bursary allocations? This is more than policy, this is the future of an entire generation hanging in the balance. What happens when a nation prizes its own children out of knowledge? Who carries the burden of that betrayal? Are we witnessing a slow erosion of the dreams of the ordinary Kenyan child? Let us know your thoughts. Are the current education reforms helping or hurting the common citizen? And now to South Africa again. Former ANC Secretary General and ex-President Kgalema Motlanthe has unapologetically defended his decision to disband the Scorpions.
In a word, President Motlanthe, do you not support the idea of creating a super agency, a fusion center that is prosecution-led? Are you saying that the police should rather just be capacitated to do their job and we shouldn't have a new agency? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying under normal circumstances. Remember, Karima, we come from the days of the Scorpions. We had a unit called the Scorpions.
Yes, and you were part of the leadership that dismantled that. Do you regret it today?
No, I don't. I'll tell you why. Because the Scorpions, you see, were doing exactly what is happening now, in the sense that they would bring media in tow with TV cameras and all to arrest someone, and you never get to hear of the prosecution. I mean, let me give you an example. You know, Drs. William Kize and one Philip Powell in KZN were accused of gun running in KZN, the two of them, by the Scorpions. And the next thing we saw was piles of weapons being destroyed on television. No explanation as to whether those had been taken for forensic examination to ensure that they weren't used in any criminal activities and so on. Up to this day, I don't know whether Dr. William Kize was ever, cleared of that allegation. And Philip Powell was given the permission to leave the country at that time. So many people say, well, we had the Scorpions, they were doing wonderful work. Their PR, I must tell you, was wonderful. Their PR was...
I remember that very famous interview, President Motlanthe, where you were expressing your unhappiness with us. And of course,
Scorpions were once South Africa's elite anti-corruption unit, feared by the corrupt and respected by the people. Their disbandment in 2009 is still seen by many as one of the most damaging political decisions in post-apartheid South Africa. Now Motlanthe says that, if given the chance, he would do it all over again. That statement leaves a bitter taste, especially at a time when corruption continues to cripple the nation's economy, institutions, and public trust. What does this say about leadership in South Africa? When a former president doubles down on dismantling an anti-corruption body, should we be alarmed? Is the political elite more interested in protecting itself than protecting the people? Would South Africa be in a better place today if the Scorpions were never disbanded? Speak your truth in the comments. Your voice matters. Africa is at a crossroads, from South Africa's faltering fight against corruption and political violence, to Kenya's growing crisis in access to education. These are not isolated incidents. They are symptoms of a system in dire need of reinvention. And as always, the question remains, will the people rise before the systems collapse completely? Or are we content to let history repeat itself, while leaders mock accountability and citizens are priced out of progress? The answers aren't easy, but the questions must be asked, and it starts with you. Make sure you're subscribed, because here at AfriFreedom, we will always ask the hard questions others are too afraid to voice. Never forget, even in the darkest times, the truth remains our greatest weapon.